Hello there. Thinking of choosing GCSE history? Still deciding whether it's the right subject for you? It's Mr. Gobman, Head of History here, and hopefully this video will help you to make up your mind. The first thing you need to consider is what you'll be learning about and whether that interests you. In GCSE history, we get to look at some of the most interesting and important periods of the past. Let's look at the four main topics which you'll be learning about. Firstly, we study the Cold War. This was the competition between the world's two great superpowers, the USA and the USSR, during the 20th century. In this topic, you'll find out about how the development of the atomic bomb changed the world forever, and how the world came to the brink of complete nuclear destruction thanks to events in Cuba in the 1960s. Next, we investigate how Hitler managed to take power in Germany. Studying this helps us to understand how democracy can be destroyed and replaced with dictatorship by extremists like the Nazis. We don't stop there either. You'll understand how the Nazis tried to transform Germany, including the lives of women and young people. Now, you probably already know that Carshalton has lots of links to the Tudors. And our next topic is all about the early Elizabethans. We'll focus on Queen Elizabeth I, a powerful and intelligent woman in a man's world, who overcame stereotypes, scandals, and even assassination plots to become one of England's greatest monarchs. But why did she put her cousin, Mary Queen of Scots, to death? And how did she defend England from invasion by Spain, Europe's mightiest country in the 16th century? And finally, we'll trace the development of medicine in Britain from the medieval period to the present. Prepare yourself to study some of history's worst epidemics of disease, including the terrifying Black Death. It's not all bad news, though. We also explore the incredible breakthroughs which have made surgery safer and protected us from the infectious diseases which killed millions of our ancestors. By the end of this topic, you'll understand how powerful factors like religion, communication, science, and technology can shape our world, for good and for bad. So what can studying history actually do for you? Well, history helps you to understand the world. We live in a world where it feels like everything is changing so quickly. Studying the past helps us to make sense of what's happening around us. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And looking at past societies reveals a lot about what's going on today. History also teaches you to think critically. We investigate the actions of people in the past, analysing their behaviour and its consequences. We also like to discuss our opinions about the past, and as a GCSE history student, you'll learn how to use evidence to support your views. These sorts of critical thinking skills are in great demand among employers across so many industries today. History also has a reputation as a strong academic subject, which teaches students to think and write well. Because of this, it opens a lot of doors to you, either for further study at sixth form and degree level, or to a whole range of careers, including media and law. And let's not forget, studying history is a great way of indulging your love for the past. If you're just fascinated by the little stories and characters which make the past interesting, then that's a great reason to choose history today. But how will you learn in history? And what sorts of things happen in history lessons? Well, you'll use our specially designed workbooks, which give you all the content you need, presented in an engaging and accessible way. We've spent a long time developing our workbook activities to help you learn well and to develop your technique to succeed in exams. At GCSE, all history lessons are taught by specialist historians. Between us, we have over 70 years of experience teaching the course. All history teachers teach in a very similar way here, so you can be certain you'll have an expert who will make your lessons interesting and engaging, as well as helping you to succeed. And when it comes to homework, we've got it covered. Our tailored homework booklets are made specially to build on what you've done in class, increasing your knowledge of the content and your writing technique. More importantly, everything you need is in one place, so it's easy to complete your tasks and meet your deadlines successfully. And as if that wasn't enough already, you'll have access to the CHSG History YouTube channel. All videos are created by the History Department with you in mind. They'll help you to study the content, practice your technique, and, when it comes to the exams, the channel is a one-stop shop for great revision materials. But will you be any good at history? Well, anybody can get better at doing history. However, if you have the following qualities, you're more likely to succeed. You need to be the kind of person who enjoys reading. Historians read well. It's one of the skills which makes this subject so important to employers. And remember, our workbooks provide all the content you need, so reading is a pleasure in history. You need to be the kind of person who enjoys writing. Lesson activities in history are really varied. You might be listening to a great story, analysing a spectacular image, or analysing sources. When it comes to bringing everything together, historians like to write, and we'll teach you how to write well, which is another reason why this subject is in demand by colleges, universities, and employers. You need to be the kind of person who likes remembering details. In history, facts matter, so remembering people, events, and changes is a key ingredient. Of course, it doesn't mean you have to remember every date. Nobody can do that. But your history teacher will show you how to make the key things stick so that remembering is easier. Check out our GCSE history exam results if you're still wondering whether you'll succeed at history. The history department is incredibly proud of the fact that our students achieve way above the national average, as you can see here. So where can history take you? Well, most people who study history don't go on to become professional historians, although of course that might be where you're headed. But history also gets you into a whole range of careers and employment areas which you might be interested in. Perhaps the best way to think about this is to consider some well-known history graduates who went on to reach the top of their fields. As historians understand how to use evidence and analyse how people behave, they often end up working in politics, law, media, entertainment, or business and retail. Now, hopefully, this video helped get you thinking about whether to choose history. But if you have more questions, then don't hesitate to ask your history teacher, who will be happy to answer them for you.